Bryon Powell of iRunFar here with Anna Frost, the 2010 North Face Endurance Challenge Championship winner. How are you doing today?
I'm a little bit sore today.
Yeah, you had quite a run yesterday. Almost doubled your longest race ever, right?
Yep.
You've done a couple alpine marathons in Europe.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but those go as long as 6
Yeah, I
hours
think
or
the
so.
most I'd done was 6 hours this year.
So it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
but
a big
in terms of time, but a big stretch in mileage.
That's right, yeah.
For the first half of the race, you were behind Lizzie Hawker, and I'm assuming you could see her the whole time. You were within a couple minutes.
Yeah, well, we ran a lot of it together actually, the first bit until we got onto the out and back. And just before we got there, she'd put on about a minute on me, so she had held that minute and a half sort of distance, and then we headed down towards the beach, and then on the climb on the way back up, I'd met up with, saw Greg out on the trail there, and he said, there she is. So I spotted her, and I thought, right, well, now's my chance. So I just put my head down and reeled her in on the way up the hill. And then literally just before that, it was about at the 4-hour mark, which is a really hard time for me. I'm not used to training or racing much further over that, so physically I was starting to hurt. Mentally I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's only halfway. And then just seeing her, I guess, gave me something to focus on, and so I chased her up the hill and then just felt really great, so just put it in until the top of the hill at the 30-mile mark. And
you had about probably 2 minutes there?
I think
a
so,
little
2
gap,
or 3
yeah.
I think minutes there, and then set off with the pacer that we're allowed, so Mac then came with me.
Matt Ward from Mud, Sweat and Tears.
Exactly, yeah. So then we just took off, and had a nice, he came and did 2 aid stations with me. We had a bit of a moment where we thought we'd gone the wrong way, but we were sure we weren't because we were following the markers, but it was just the confidence, I guess.
So you have like 10 miles to go. You're leading like the most competitive trail race there is, or trail ultra. What's going through your head?
Well, when you're in first, you have no idea where they are. So I was just going on the assumption that she was about 3 minutes. That was when I last saw her. So I'd sort of had a bit of a panic. I was quite emotional at the 35-mile marker because I thought that I'd gone the wrong way. And when we got to the aid station and they told me we'd gone the right way, I was all of a sudden really, quite emotional. So I spent the next 5 miles really getting my head back into a good space. And then we hit the 45-mile marker, saw all the Salomon crew there, which was an amazing feeling. And I just said to myself, you've got to run the fastest 5 mile ever. Because the last thing I wanted her, thinking that she was only 3 minutes behind was, if she passes me in that last 5 mile, I'm going to be absolutely gutted. So I really, really pushed that last 5 mile, unknowing that at that 45 marker, she was about 12 minutes behind me, rather than what I thought 3.
So you cross the finish line, you win this race. How does that feel? I mean, do you count it among your biggest victories in trail running?
Yeah, I guess, because it's so different to me. The 50 mile, the racing in America on completely different terrain that I'm used to, and being amongst the ultra runners, it's completely different. I had no idea how fast to start, or how slow to go, or how much to eat, and when to eat, and what to eat, and so it was really new to me. So to be able to win it was really amazing, and my respect for the ultra runners, and I've always, and Lizzie's always been an inspiration to me. So to have been able to actually just race with them and see what they do and how they do it was just an amazing thing for me.
Was there anything unexpected that for your first ultra, anything you weren't expecting out there?
Yeah, well, I guess anything after 4.5 hours was unexpected for me. So I was amazed that I felt actually quite good for the maybe hour 5 and 6. I really was struggling for the last maybe hour. Physically and emotionally, everything was just tired.
What was the hardest part of that? I mean, was there anything?
It was just keeping my head positive, was really hard. I was really, you know, forcing myself to stay in there, and just knowing that it was only 5 miles, but that I was physically aching everywhere. And you know, you're just knowing that you have to do a fast 5 miles after doing
45
miles. And unexpectedly very fast. No, I thought it was going to be slow running, but God, Lizzie can run fast on the flat, even in this. And so I was working hard to keep up with her then, and working hard on the hill to try and get any gaps, and then working hard on the down because I know that she's better there. So I just was working hard the whole way.
No easy, no break.
There was no easy running, no.
So do you have any plans for next year? Race plans?
I don't have any 50-mile plans.
No ultra plans next year?
I don't have any ultra plans next year. I've got a few ideas, but I've had such a big season this year that next season I'm just going to take a bit of a step back and focus more on maybe 4 or 5 different races that are probably in 20 to 40 kilometre distances in the mountains. It doesn't mean to say that I won't be back to do an ultra, but at the moment, the day after the race, I'm definitely not doing an ultra.
Have I ever heard that before?
yeah, exactly.
Well, congratulations on your win
Thank you
tip
very
yesterday,
much.
and good luck next season.
Thank you very much.
Take care.